Welcome to the Armchair Illini podcast. This is your host, Zach Leslie, and I'm joined, as always, by my wonderful co-host, Alex Chi. Alex, how you doing, man?
Doing all right, Zach. How are you?
Man, I am hanging in there. And today, we actually have a guest we pulled up last second, pretty much. Like, literally 5 minutes ago, we asked him to join the show. It is Reese Woodcock from over at Riding Illini. Reese, how you doing, man?
Oh, pretty good. Just about as good as I can do as an Illinois fan. How about you guys?
I love
About
it.
the same. About the same.
How much better can you get,
Exactly.
Yeah. Reese, man, thanks for joining us on such short notice. We're glad to have you. Your positive input and that counterbalances all of the negativeness that comes from Alex and myself. And it should be good, man. We're going to talk about some recent Illini memories. And we put up a poll last night that a lot of you guys voted on. And basically, it's, what's been your favorite memory since Tyler Griffey hit the famous buzzer beater in 2013? All right. So we had a few options there. We had the Ray Rice buzzer beater against Mizzou. We had the Trent Frazier halftime buzzer beater in Tillman's face. We had Malcolm Hill's senior night. And then, what was the last one, Alex? I'm trying to pull it up.
It's just another.
Just another. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was not just another.
It was a sarcastic quip. Yeah, at first I was going to put Elias Valtonen's official visit, but then I thought, we might go with something that actually was well known. So I decided to throw a little bit of memory into the THT recruitment, but it was an other, and you guys didn't seem to like that, but it's okay.
All right, Alex, do you want to reveal the results of the poll?
So there were about 220 votes here.
Pretty solid, guys. Good turnout.
Thanks for voting for all of you that did. About half of you, 49% of you, said that Ray Rice shot over Missouri to win that bragging rights game. I believe it was in 2015 that happened. Or no, 2014.
14, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 14. That was a... See, I guess I'll discuss these after I go through all of them. But then the second option was Trent's 3 over Jeremiah Tillman in this past year's bragging rights game. About 30% of you guys said that. And then Malcolm Hill's senior night, where, he had a good game, but then he really showed that emotion afterwards that really adored him to all Illini fans. And
Kissed the court.
Yeah, he kissed the court. Tracy Abrams played like his 8th year as an Illinois player.
His 4th senior night.
Yeah. But that got a 17%. And then the the other section got about 5%. I think that was me, honestly. I went on 2 accounts and put that just to see. So honestly, it probably got like 1%, like 1 or 2 votes other than myself.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see like what you guys thought and what was maybe your favorite memory. Was it one of the options or maybe some of the other section? Reese, what did you think, man?
Yeah, the Ray Rice shot has to be up there. I mean, it's been 4 since that Griffey shot. It's been 4 wins over Missouri, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
So you can just pick all of those. That could be an option too.
Yeah.
There's nothing Missouri fans like better than trolling Illinois fans somehow on Twitter.
Oh yeah, you're the king of getting that Missouri attention. I think you like quote tweet like angry Missouri fan #1. And I love that.
That's my burner account.
That's your bird. Who are you, Ms. Chris 17?
Yes, I'm Ms. Chris 17.
Yeah,
he's the leader of the pack.
I'm Michael Porter to Chicago. I'm that guy. I think he's the worst, honestly.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a whole pack of them. I mean, that show was great, but like, it was such a dumb season, and like,
it really was. Yeah.
Missouri sucked that year, and they did much.
When don't they suck though, Alex? That's the thing.
Yeah, well, they were better than us last year. So.
All right, we don't have to bring that up.
But
no,
even on our down years, we're still beating Missouri. So we always have that.
True. Yeah, but like when they were under Kim Anderson, that was just terrible. They were like 8-24.
Yeah, we were both terrible. I mean, now it's not that bad, but still irrelevant.
At least we made NITs, But
I don't know if that's something to brag and boast about on a podcast. Making it a tease.
But anyway, at least like, both programs seem to be on the up and up. There's actually like some storylines too, instead of two sort of mediocre teams playing each other.
Yeah,
especially
for
with
sure.
Mizzou getting all these Illinois sloppy seconds, whether it be Mark Smith or Jeremiah Tillman. I guess that wasn't really a sloppy second. I was like, they stole our candy. But
Yeah,
there's that storyline, and then Javon Pickett, who I'm sure no one really cares about.
not at all.
He's there too. I saw like an interview of him. He was a gross recruit. I think he was the recruit that we took just so we can get like guys like Tillman.
He was
Jordan
the
Hillman.
Jalen Tate of that class.
Yeah, that's
Like
exactly
the guy that was supposed to bring us Jabari
Two other
Parker or whatever.
That's the funny thing. Like we bag on all these guys about how like Illinois doesn't get all these Chicago guys, but then they'll hire like Paris Parham, and then you make all this effort to be like a Chicago team, and then we'll get like Jalen Tate.
Yeah.
For like the
They
Javon
give us
Pickett.
nothing. Io DeSumo is the best thing that's come out of there in a while.
Yeah.
For us. Kendrick Nunn
Yeah.
was good, but he had his issues.
To say the least. Yeah.
Yeah. But quick question. So if you had to pick an other on this poll, what would it be? So none of the three mentioned, but if you had to pick something else, what would you pick?
Reese, would you go? I can't think of anything.
I know it's difficult.
Yeah, far in
That's
between.
why only 5% of people voted for it.
Man.
Lucas Kasunis' official visit.
Oh, yeah. Glad we wasted that one, right?
Oh my gosh! Remember when Jalen Coleman Lands had to hit a buzzer beater to beat Chicago State? Oh my god!
Is that up there on your favorite moments or least favorite?
I mean both maybe, just because we didn't lose to Chicago State, thankfully.
Yeah.
That was such a bad. I want to like throw my chair out the window.
So the same year, or as the year after they beat the Griffey shot, I went to Illinois versus Michigan.
Oh, that was a good game.
Yeah, it was like the sellout crowd, highest attendance ever.
Oh, good one.
And it went to overtime. It was the same year I think Ray Rice hit the shot to beat Mizzou. Pretty sure.
I think so. Yeah.
Ray Rice is coming off suspension. I'm pretty sure when we went to that game. And went to overtime. It was packed out. It was loud. It was awesome. The way there was like kind of like tournament implications, at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty awesome. But that was only because I was at the game, really.
Oh, you were there?
Making my list, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was the first time we beat Michigan in like 60 years.
Yeah, so that was like, that's probably up there for me just because I was at that game. But I met Gross's parents on the way there to the game, so
How
that's
were
cool. They're the nicest people ever, but it's unfortunate.
Unfortunately, his son couldn't really coach basketball. But
yeah, so I'd say that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I was actually at the Purdue game where they beat a ranked Purdue team at home. It was 2015.
By like 20 points, something crazy.
And like Kendrick Nunn had that really nice cut dunk.
Yeah.
And it was just a nice moment in a very bad season. That was probably the worst season because like everyone and their mothers got injured.
Yep.
So, I mean,
was that the 15 and 19 year?
I think it was, the 15, and then we beat like Iowa in that.
Yeah, we won 2 games in the Big Ten tournament or something.
Yeah, the first time we did that in like 10 years.
Yeah. Reese, what about you, man? You have an other?
I was just thinking, you're naming all these games off. I was at the Valpo NIT game the last time we actually played a postseason tournament.
Hey.
Oh, the first game after Gross getting fired.
Yeah.
So was that like lit?
Yeah, actually
NIT game lit?
Because there was like $20 floor tickets. So
oh, wow.
I couldn't pass that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a packed crowd. And it was a good win, even though Alec Peters was hurt.
Oh, yeah. He was good.
Yeah.
He probably would have beat us.
I mean, I think legitly you can put in Io, his commitment up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably.
I guess we were just kind of thinking on court moments mostly, but that's a great point though. We didn't even think of that. We didn't even talk about that.
But that's kind of how sad the basketball team's been.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think we're missing out on much, like in terms of memories that we named.
Yeah, I went to an Illinois game and they played a D2 school, I forget what the name of the school was.
McKendree.
McKendree. Yeah, I was at that game.
God.
They were selling student section tickets for $15, so I sat in the student section.
Nice.
Oh, the Crush.
Yes, so I sat in the
Yeah.
Orange Crush.
Oh,
It was
dang.
awesome.
Yeah, Orange Crush was great. I actually had tickets to that game too, but I had an exam the next day, so I was like,
Yeah.
do I really want to go see
Yeah,
Illinois?
you probably made the right call.
So I decided
But
to study.
I took an official visit. Illinois gave me an official visit.
They had
that
one?
weekend. Yeah, if they had one for me at the time. No,
Oh.
but I did visit Illinois, school wise, like the next day. It was all part of the
nice.
visit.
Nice.
Did you go to
it was
Lake?
cool. It's not on my favorite memories since the Griffey thing, but just a cool little memory.
It's just something that happened.
Just something that happened, yeah. So
Honestly,
Alex,
sorry. The Trent's 3 over Tillman was a nice moment.
it was pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tillman wasn't very good that game.
No, it was fantastic.
Yeah, great moment.
I think that's one of the things that let Missouri fans know about too, how average he was.
Yeah.
And Michael Porter Jr.
Not playing.
He was great.
Or
Their
not Michael
dad,
Porter
their
Jr.
dad was worth it.
Or Jonte, right?
Yeah, Jonte.
Yeah, I think you posted that as a tweet once where it was like Tillman had 4 points, Porter had 5 points or something.
Yeah.
And they're like the only returnees or something.
Yeah.
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 What is like, Reese, what is like the funniest sort of Twitter beef you've had with a Missouri fan?
Oh, jeez.
Too many to name?
Yeah, I mean, just yesterday, somebody, I don't know, one of the Missouri fans tried to make fun of my last name, Woodcock. Like I haven't heard it before.
That's pretty great.
Like that stuff got old about 3rd grade.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So I mean, they're crazy. All of them are nuts.
Yeah.
They get so angry.
I know,
do.
but they try to flip it on us. We're not really doing anything, but they're saying we're triggered and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll just like pop out of nowhere. And then I remember they commented on one of our tweets from like 2 months ago.
Really?
And I was like, why were you scrolling down my page? I didn't even like tag you. Like what is this? Like, I mean, it was bad when what's that skinny kid's name that we were Parker Braun chose to walk on at Missouri instead of Illinois.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, oh shoot, like they kind of have the right to bust our balls over this. But
Yeah.
that was a weird recruitment there.
For sure. So, real quick, this is going to be probably a harder question, but I think if you think about it enough, you can come up with an answer. What has been your favorite on-field football moment since Lovie Smith was hired?
Wow.
I think for me,
I've got mine. So
okay. I think yours and I might be similar. I was actually at the North Carolina game.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So was that.
Yeah, and that was, I think it was like a packed house, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it was sold out.
It was like the first one since like
it was awesome.
Beckman was born.
Yeah, it was rocking.
Yeah, and it was like a night game too, so it wasn't like super hot.
Yep.
It was really nice weather. Great. I've never seen, that was my senior year of undergrad, and through my 4 years, I've never seen Memorial Stadium even close to that. So it was just a great environment. And then
first play.
They started off really well.
First play of the game.
Keyshawn Vaughn took it to the house. I think it was. I forgot how many yards it was, but
that was wild.
That was like, yeah. Go ahead.
And then Doron Schmoot had the safety.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that was near the end zone where I was sitting, and that was like to go down by a single possession, I think, because they had come back.
Yeah, 8 points.
They got down by 8. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was with Mitch there, right? Your boy.
Yeah, my man Mitch. Yeah.
So
I've seen Mitch Trubisky play, so that's cool. But that game probably, even though it got kind of out of control at the end, the start to that game, there were some cool moments in there. That was probably the best on-field moment for me. Yeah. And then, honestly, this is kind of sad, but when they beat Western Kentucky last year, I was pretty high.
You were at that game, right?
No, but
or you were at the game before? The game before.
Yeah. So I went to the Ball State game, which was not. That's not on my.
Oh God!
Because they beat Ball State a 4-win
back field goal
by a blocked field goal.
Oh God! I remember.
Yeah.
I forgot he even blocked that.
And my friend was the kicker who
Oh,
got
really?
the kick blocked, so that was just bad all the way around.
You text him afterwards?
We didn't mention it, but
That's probably a good thing. Yeah.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
about Jeff George throwing one interception? Or wait, there's too many to remember.
Good dig. Good dig.
I should probably stop being so angry.
There were some good moments though last year at the beginning of the season for
Yeah.
Oh
Illinois
yeah,
football,
like Western Kentucky,
like Western Kentucky, and they were even hanging with South Florida or whatever it was
and
for
then
at
Chase
least.
Crouch like couldn't complete a pass.
Yeah, Mike Epstein had a couple rushing touchdowns.
That's all.
I think that he had one right before half.
They-
That was
they
really
blocked
amazing.
the field goal. The defense was playing well, but last year the defense was just on the field so much that there's
they
no
just
way
got
they were going to
tired.
be able to keep points off the board.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Imagine
Alex,
getting benched for Jeff George Jr. Sorry. Okay. Go. Keep on.
I was just going to ask you if you had any updates recruiting wise, basketball stuff since the last time we talked. Because it's been a little while. So
I think it has. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, right now the staff is on sort of their July recruiting period with the Peach Jams and EYBL games. We'll sort of get to that towards the end of this segment, but basically since we've last spoken, we've added 2 new players to our roster, and they're actually above the height of 6'6".
hey-o.
Finally, right?
They did it.
So the first one is Anthony Higgs, who's a 6'8" small forward. He can also play the 4. I think he's got really good length. You watch his tape and you're sort of wowed by his athleticism.
Yeah.
He was a high major recruit at 1.2. So
yeah, I've got some beef on him a little bit.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I've got a friend who played with him in high school, played against him in high school, and basically he said he got a little bit overweight. And basically was asked to leave Ole Miss.
Oh God!
So that's from one of my friends who I don't know heard from another friend who heard from another friend. You know what I'm saying? But like, if that's true, like that's not great. But
yeah, it's a body.
If he's lost some weight and is still athletic, then he said he's a freak of nature athletically still. So that's good. But
that's why I got him. He actually had a more prolific junior year. That's sort of where all his highlights came from of him dunking, and then apparently senior year he sort of tailed off, and he kind of lost that explosiveness. I think based off of I was listening to the Warner show, and his coach came on, and then basically he said that Higgs tried to get stronger and add bulk, but then it sort of backfired on him, sort of like how Mark Smith could barely touch the rim. Just so he put up too much weight onto his hips and his legs area that he sort of lost his bounce a little bit, but he still was able to obviously dunk and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a body. I mean, he was better than some of the other options that we were looking at. I even forgot their names. But Reese, what did you think about Anthony Higgs?
I mean, it's a good option to have. It creates some depth at least. He is athletic to an extent, but I mean, it's a good pickup. I'm not overly thrilled. I'm not underly thrilled.
Like popping champagne.
That's probably a perfect reaction, Reese. To be honest.
But I mean, honestly, that's what I felt with anybody added at 6'8" or more right now.
Yeah.
I'm not thrilled.
They're just not great options in July, you know.
Right. Yeah. But sadly, that's the only options we're going to have.
Exactly. In terms of the next option, this is a guy that, I'm but pretty skeptical about in terms of what he adds. And that's the graduate transfer, Adonis De La Rosa. When that happened, obviously he's a 7-footer. He's like 260 pounds. So obviously he's got the measurables on paper.
He weighs less than Zion Williamson, for what that's worth.
Oh God! I mean, Zion Williamson is just a.
I mean, I'm just trying to find a positive here.
That's like saying oh yeah, he weighs less than Shaq. That's a good thing. But I mean, Zach, what did you think when you heard about the Adonis De La Rosa news?
Kind of like I just mentioned, if they're not playing somewhere in July, there's probably not a whole lot good going on there. And we did find out he did tear his ACL
in March.
So that's pretty fresh. So he won't be back till Big Ten play ish, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and then this is a guy that isn't known for his sort of speed. He's sort of a half court, back to the basket kind of guy. Sort of think how like Mike Thorne
Yeah,
was.
I think that's a great comp for
Yeah,
him.
Mike Thorne, 6
I think it's a
year.
really good comp.
And you put him coming off an ACL injury in the middle of Big Ten play. One, how's his conditioning going to play? He's going to be very rusty. And also, Underwood certainly doesn't play a slow, grinded out style. It's very up and down. It's very fast. You got to be able to run it up and down the court. I just don't see where that fits. And then even when he was healthy, he played 2 high major opponents at Kent State last year. He played against Xavier one game and he had like 2 points, 3 rebounds, I think like 5 fouls. So
Solid.
in the baseline, I know I'm being negative here, but he's at least a guy that you can throw out and you can just hack 5 times, and you kind of need guys like that, right?
Yeah, I mean it's just a body. Honestly, that's all it is for Big Ten play. Just someone else to throw out there because obviously everyone knows about Illinois' front court liabilities,
With
and
Larry Bird.
that is the worst. For going from a good comp to a terrible comp, that is pretty close. The Georgie Bashardashvili to Larry Bird comp is pretty awful. But yeah, everyone knows Illinois has front court issues, and I don't think Higgs or De La Rosa, whatever his name is, fix that. But if Georgie or Samba Kane are both in foul trouble, you have someone else to come on the court, So I think that's about all they provide.
Just depth, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess like now looking at this roster, it's pretty much complete. I doubt they're going to add someone for next year. So like Reese, what do you think about this season? What are your sort of expectations for 2018 to 2019?
I mean, of course, the front court is a major worry. I'm looking at De La Rosa's stats. Yeah, that Xavier game was just miserable. Jeez.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 turnovers too or something.
Even 4 turnovers, 5 for fouls. But like you said, he tore his ACL. He won't be back till Big Ten play. Even if he was completely healthy, I'm not sure he can play 10 minutes in Underwood's offense.
Right.
But I mean, I think our guards can probably carry us to a certain extent with Io coming in and Trent coming in as far as another year under his belt. But without a solid front court in the Big Ten, you're asking to get torn up.
I agree. Yeah. Do you think that it's more of a build year again, or do you think this is one where you're really pushing to get to that, the NCAA tournament and finishing towards the upper half of the Big Ten?
I think it's a year to show some progress, to show that the possibility of being a tournament team is there. But I mean, I would hope the coaching staff's really focusing on 2019 as far as recruiting goes, and kind of using this year as a building year for the young talent they have right now.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no way expectations can be. I mean, bubble team would be nice.
Right. Yeah. No, that's certainly bringing us into our next point about focusing on 2019. I think even when the staff is out recruiting for 2019, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with the way they played 2018, and they had to focus on 2018 for so long, and you kind of missed out on opportunities to build those 2019 seeds before they go out to EYBL and Peach Jams and different events. So I didn't understand why they were recruiting reach guys like a Parker Braun or Dima Zizor when you can just sort of bite the bullet and accept that you're not going to have that much depth in 2018 and really focus on the guys that you want in 2019. And I don't think they got a chance to do that when we talk about one of our questions that came to us was about Drew Timme, who's a 6'9" center. I forgot where he's from exactly, but he's one of those guys that really just fits what Underwood wants to do in terms of being skilled and just having that basketball IQ. And Underwood wasn't able to prioritize him because he was focusing on 2018. So now you're battling against some sort of really high major schools. Like I think Duke is in on this kid. And there's different schools that wherever he's from. Let me look up where he's from Texas. So those Big 12 schools are going to be all over this kid. He's a legit top 50 player. So anytime you're doing that, there's some worry. So I'm not all that. To answer that question, I'm not all that optimistic. Surprise, surprise on Drew Timmy. But I just hope you get one big guy. I'm just not sure like how Orlando Antigua can pull this off, like pulling those guys off from the Bronx. I know Zach, we had a conversation about pulling those guys from the Bronx to Illinois. What do you think about that?
Yeah, as far as Orlando Antigua goes, I made a tweet not too long ago.
Oh, I love this.
Chris Duhon got hired at Illinois State, which is pretty cool, right? Played for the Bulls. That's pretty cool. And I made a tweet like, honestly, Chris Duhon would be just about as productive on Illinois as Orlando Antigua or something along those lines. Because Orlando Antigua hasn't done squat yet. It's like it was kind of a jab at Orlando Antigua a little bit, but it was also like
this
Chris Duhon thing's pretty cool. And so yeah, I think Orlando Antigua is on the hot seat a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think if he doesn't bring in a guy like, I know he's not necessarily the head recruiter on EJ Liddell, but a guy like that needs to come in and needs to be in Illinois. He needs to get at least one big that's ranked, I would say. I know rankings aren't everything.
And isn't from Europe.
And isn't from Europe, yeah. So a top 100 big would be awesome. I don't think I'm asking too much here. But
it's definitely needed. I mean, how many swings and misses have we had?
Yeah, 2018 is like, here's what not to do. So they can build off that for 2019 and learn from the horrible, because I mean, Ayo Dosunmu was basically gifted to you.
Yeah.
Like you did not have to do much to get him. And I mean, everybody else, like Tevian Jones, you got lucky that Arizona was sketchy and was giving out money, so Arizona got cut off his list. And like, there's just things like that where it's like, I don't feel like they had to work super hard to get this class, and they missed on a lot of their top targets. So for 2019, just learn from 2018. Don't do any of what you did in 2018 and in the 2018 class, and reevaluate how you do things. And I do like the wider net, but at the same time, you miss on more kids. So I would like if they just focused on guys they're high on instead of throwing offers at 75 kids and hoping you get 4 of them.
Yeah, I agree. But go ahead, Reese.
And I'm not sure. Did I miss something, or I maybe there's been so much recruiting attention where I forgot about this. But did anything happen with Okoro? Or Francis? I think I'm pronouncing his last name right.
Yeah, you got it.
I seen he reclassified a couple days ago.
Yeah, he reclassified.
Did we just completely miss on him?
Pretty much. It was. I called it a botched recruiting job and got like stoned for it. So
it totally is, though.
Thrown at you.
It totally was.
It totally is a botched recruitment. I mean, you had no official visits.
Right.
Priority. So
that could arguably be the biggest miss we've had.
Yeah. If they wouldn't have wasted one on me, they would have been.
Honestly, they would have given it to you. Like if you were looking to play in like the spring, they probably would have been like, "Yeah, why not?" And then they would have told you like you weren't good enough or something like a couple months later.
Yeah,
but
that happened to someone.
But I guess like looking at 2019 on a more brighter note, who is the one guy that you say, okay, we need this guy? Like he's the one that even if other good players want to come, I'm making room for this guy because he's that good and he's that important to this program.
Kahlil Whitney.
Definitely. Yep. Kahlil Whitney.
Top 15 player. Do what you got to do.
Yep. Future pro, for sure.
Put everything into him.
Yeah, definitely. First off, he dyed his hair and it looks kind of weird. But anyways, he is like that one guy that Illinois is pretty in deep with that I can say like, wow, this guy is actually going to be a pro. EJ Liddell is going to be a 4-year player that's pretty good, in college. You may make it to the NBA, but Kahlil Whitney is a surefire, just NBA level wing. in terms of his athleticism, his length, his skill, his motor, which is like at a different level. You should lend some of it to Kipper Nichols, but
Yeah, for real.
But yeah,
he goes at it.
He's a one and done for sure.
Oh,
But
for sure.
him and Io that one season could be really something special.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would much rather, if he comes here, I think you definitely lose sort of the bitterness that was in your mouth with the whole THT thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm still not over that. So
Oh, neither am I.
If he could commit soon, that'd be great. So I could be over it.
But here's a big question: what if we don't? What if we don't get
Yeah.
him? And what's the relationship with Mac Irvin Fire then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's the point?
Right.
Yeah, I have a lot of skepticism and optimism at the moment because I think Illinois is in the top 3 of some of their highest targets. Like EJ Liddell, I think they're right there. I think they're trailing behind a little bit to Ohio State, but I think they're right there. I think they're right there with Khalil Whitney. Those two guys especially, you're close. Just find a way to win that recruitment. Do whatever you have to do. I'm not saying cheat or anything, obviously.
Pay the players.
But do what needs to be done and get them here because you're close on those two guys, especially. That those would be 2 more swings and misses on guys you can't miss.
Yeah, they're really must-haves. Khalil being the guy that you've had such a long relationship with, and you need to capitalize it, and EJ being the guy that's in your backyard,
Yeah.
So I just want one of them.
Yep. Both would be like
ideal.
I don't know what I would do if both of them came. That would be so unlike Illinois for that to happen.
Let's make a wager. What would we do if both EJ Liddell and Khalil Whitney come to Illinois?
I don't know.
Yeah, let us know what you want us to do.
Yeah, listeners, you tell us what you want us to do if Khalil Whitney and EJ Liddell both commit to Illinois. And we will do it.
And it has to be reasonable. It can't be illegal.
Yes, for sure.
I have to keep my hair. I'm not shaving.
Yep. Reese, are you in on this wager?
I'm in.
All right, Reese is in.
Whatever we can do to get those 2 in.
All right, sweet.
Watch this drive them away because they're like, man, Illinois fans.
Those fans are nuts.
And we ended up with nothing.
Well, the Zoomers have seen the ugly side of it, and they still stayed. So,
Yeah.
Hopefully these 2 guys will stick around.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, we'll see.
So yeah, moving on. This is kind of like the end of the Illinois part of the show. We're going to move into some Bulls talk right now. So if you want to stick around for the Bulls talk, feel free to do so. I'm going to give you like 5 seconds to leave if you don't want to listen to it. But we'd love to have you. So I'll give you 5 seconds. And we're talking about the Bulls now. So Jabari Parker signed with the Bulls on a 2-year, $40 million deal with a team option. So my perspective is it's a very low risk, high reward for the Bulls. The team option basically makes it a 1-year tryout, and if he's awesome, they get to keep him. And if he sucks, they can just cut him after the 1 year. But my main concerns is he's a shot taker, not necessarily a shot creator. He just shoots all the time. So my concern is Larry Markin and Wendell Carter Jr. aren't going to get as many shots because Jabari Parker and Zach LaVine are going to eat up the bulk of that. So what are your guys' feelings generally on the Jabari Parker signing that the Bulls made the other day?
Yeah, Reese, go ahead.
I mean, I think it was great for the city to have hometown kid come back. And the Bulls are far enough away from even contending for a title where you might as well take the risk right now. I personally doubt it will hurt Laurie as far as growth, and Carter as well. But I mean, I think there's really no cons to sign him for at least 1 year, depending on if they want to pick up the second.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think they're not close, and even if it does make them a little bit closer, I think it's a good roll of the dice because even if you do, because everyone's talking about winning championships, but even if you do make it to the playoffs, you really think you're going to beat, these Golden State Warriors or, these the Los Angeles Lakers or what have you, anyone from the West, honestly. So, I mean, you might as well make some moves that make you an appealing destination for, some veteran free agents because that's what this team needs now. They have the young assets and Levine and Dunn and Jabari Parker, Laurie, etc. Cameron Payne's on here too, which is great.
Yeah, he's a tank commander. We need to keep him around.
And young up and comer Justin Holiday.
Shout out Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, Chauncey. That was the guy who said it.
Yeah.
Man, those were some of the worst NBA comparisons I've ever seen.
As soon as Wendell Carter Jr. started playing in Summer League, everyone knew that Carlos Boozer comparison was straight whack.
Ridiculous.
Like, that is just a terrible comparison.
I was like, did you Google these before?
Yeah. The only similarities they have is that they both played basketball at Duke University. Like, that is where the comparison ends.
Yeah, they're nothing alike. Like, Boozer had the shortest arms ever.
Yeah.
And he dunked maybe twice in his life. I mean, they're
doesn't
not the
play
most
defense.
athletic. Yeah, it doesn't play defense. Meanwhile, Wendell's blocking 3 shots a game in the summer league.
2.8 to be exact.
Way to go, Chauncey. But I mean, I think it's something that you can sort of build upon, and it's not like they gave him, a 4-year deal of $100 million.
Yeah.
So, am I happy with the Zach LaVine trade or deal? Maybe not, just because of the amount. But
yeah,
I don't know. What did you guys think about Zach LaVine?
I don't think that deal is a gross overpay. Like, I don't think it handicaps the Bulls from signing other people in the future. I think Casey Johnson did a good cap percentage breakdown to where he only takes up about 16% of their total cap space. So 4 years, $80 million. Yeah, it doesn't look great, but it's tradable. I think it's actually $78 million or something like that, but it's tradable. I think he could have gotten a worse deal. He asked, for what it's worth, he asks for more in 2K. So I know 2K is not real life, but he asked for $24 million in 2K. So in that sense, the Bulls got a deal. So
a steal.
Take that for what it's worth. But yeah, I don't think it's a terrible overpay. I've seen people on YouTube, ESPN, being like, Zach LaVine's the most overpaid player in the NBA, stuff like that.
Jeez, relax.
And I'm like, Joakim Noah's making $18 million next year. Like, you're telling me he's not the most overpaid? Yeah. And I think, they could have given someone like a superstar free agent a contract somewhere like 4 years, 140 mil,
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be entering their 30s. So for where the Bulls are at right now, Zach LaVine and Jabari Parker make a lot of sense because they're only 23 years old. Whereas if you sign someone who's about to turn 30 and you give them a 4-year deal, that doesn't really match your timeline. So
I agree.
I think age-wise, money-wise, I don't think the Bulls have to worry about it right now because after they stretch a Sheik, Lopez is off the books, Holiday's off the books. I don't know if they're going to ink Portis to an extension or not, but they'll have some space next summer if they want to use it. Personally, I would next year either take on a bad contract, which they don't seem very keen on doing, or signing another guy who is going to be off a rookie deal like they did with Jabari Parker. But that's just my 2 cents. Reese, what about you?
I mean, I think LaVine's an okay piece, probably a little overpaid. But the Bulls right now really remind me kind of the post-Jordan Bulls. A lot of young guys, kind of not sure who they are as a team yet. But I mean, I don't mind the deal overall, but I don't know if he'll be there all 4 years. But
sure.
It's not a terrible deal. I've seen worse.
Yeah. The Baby Bulls comparison is a really good one. I think that's where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Like the Kirk Heinrich, Ben Gordon.
Totally.
That era.
Yeah. John Salmons.
No, not him. But Kirk Heinrich was the 7th overall pick. So Lauri Markkanen was also the 7th overall pick.
Ooh.
They took Luol Deng with the 7th overall pick. Wendell Carter Jr. is the 7th overall pick.
Really?
Ben Gordon was the number 3 overall pick, though, I think. I'm pretty sure.
That's Chris Dunn.
Yeah, Chris Dunn's not nearly as offensively talented as Ben Gordon was. But the Baby Bulls comparison is a really good one to make, I think. Which I don't really like that comparison, but it's probably the best one out there that I've seen. They have a lot of young talent. I don't know if they have a lot of young elite talent that puts you over the top, that gets you to the finals. I put a poll out the other day. It was basically reviewing the Jimmy Butler trade or going into year 2, and which starting lineup do you like more? The Bulls have an average age of 22 in their starting lineup next year, and the T Wolves have Jimmy Butler, who's about to turn 30 on his last year of his deal. He's 28. You have Jeff Teague, who's making $18 million a year. So if you want a bad contract, look at that one. Taj Gibson is making $14 million a year on his last year of the deal. And then you have Karl-Anthony Towns and Wiggins. So it's like, whose future are you buying more there between the Bulls and the T-Wolves? Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I think. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I think it's just the Timberwolves were so disappointing to me last year, just because they put together all these pieces with Teague, Butler, Wiggins, Taj Gibson, and Karl-Anthony Towns. You would think that is one of the better starting fives on paper. So it would definitely be one of the upper echelon teams in the Western Conference. And then you have a great coach like Tibbs, who's, a defensive guru. And they were just terrible defensively.
Yeah, they don't play defense. It's the most wild thing.
Terrible. And they have the pieces too. It's not like, Andrew Wiggins is not athletic enough, or Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't have long arms or anything. They have all the tools. They just didn't play defense. It was just weird to see. And I thought in addition to their defense, I thought their offense was terrible. You have all these great athletes on the wing, from Butler to Wiggins. You have a great point guard in Teague, who's fast. He can push the pace. He's proven himself in sort of that up-tempo offense. And you have Cat, who can run the floor. He can sort of do it all as a big. But they're playing half-court offense. And just watching them, it was like, what are you guys doing? Are you guys going to run it out? And
I think a lot of that too, just to butt in real quick, is on Jimmy Butler. In Chicago, he loved to go ISO in the half-court offense for 24 seconds and jack something up. That's just what he likes to do. And analytically, Andrew Wiggins is terrible. He's just not good. And he's getting paid even more than Zach LaVine. That contract is horrible. Because Wiggins defensively is bad. He's not a great three-point shooter. He's very inefficient. Yeah, doesn't play defense at all. It's a very weird dynamic. Reese, what do you think about the Timberwolves heading into this year?
The whole time last year, I was waiting for that team to actually bust out and live up to the potential I thought they had. They just never gelled. And did I read somewhere that Jimmy Butler may be out after this year?
Yeah, he turned down their initial contract extension offer. It was like 4 years, 110 mil or something.
Yeah, I mean, that team, I feel like that team's going to eventually collapse, and probably the big time players will go elsewhere. But for now, I mean, they should be better than what they are. And I don't know if that'll ever come together. I think Cat's going to be a really good player. Like you said, Wiggins doesn't play any defense. But, I mean, offensively, he's okay enough, I guess. Not worth the money, but they're kind of an anomaly as far as the team goes. Yeah. I thought they'd be a lot better than what they are now. And I think the Bulls, I'd rather have the Bulls roster right now, because you kind of know what you're getting with the Timberwolves. The Bulls, there's a lot of potential there, and a lot of young guys who showed a lot last year.
Oh, it's like Illinois.
Exactly. Same front court.
Yeah, right. It's all about the Utah Jazz, right, Reese?
That's right. Donovan Mitchell, all day, every day.
Yeah. You're a big Utah Jazz fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's their sort of outlook? Because they definitely overachieved. I mean, after Gordon Hayward left, you would think that, okay, these guys are going to be in rebuild mode. Donovan Mitchell's definitely a start, but it just got so accelerated, and they got to the second round of the playoffs, and
adding Ricky Rubio was huge. That was probably one of the most underrated moves they've made in the last couple of years. He kind of made everything come together. Of course, Spider Mitchell is just insane. Will be one of the top 5 players in the league eventually. But I don't know, when they're all healthy, They're one of the best teams, I think. Probably top 6, 7 teams in the league.
Wow.
And they kept everybody together too. They didn't let really anybody go. And they kind of kept the squad together. Didn't really add anybody too big. So
Right. It's funny how sort of butt in. It's funny how Quinn Snyder used to be a Missouri coach,
I know.
and he was awful, and now you're rooting for him, and he's
I
actually
know.
pretty
Every time-
solid.
He's legit, man.
Yeah, he's
He's gonna be
legit.
a coach.
Every time I see his greasy hair, that slick back, and his like shady look, I'm just like, it hurts my soul. But the Jazz
works.
win, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's funny that leave it to Mizzou to have an NBA like successful coach,
Right.
and then when he was at Mizzou, he was just the pits.
That's so
Perfect.
true.
But
Yeah.
I think Zach, I actually have a question. I know you sort of have a man crush on Larry Markkinen.
It's a heavy man crush. Yeah,
It's a huge man. I think he's like your background on your phone.
he is.
But anyways, he was the 7th pick, and
Yep.
Donovan Mitchell was in the teens. I forgot the exact.
True. Yeah,
At this
14. I
point,
think. I think it was the last pick of the
it was
lottery.
13 or 14, something like that.
I think it was 14 because that was the Nuggets pick, right? That they traded.
yeah.
They swapped.
So, yeah, they swapped. Oh,
Yeah.
What a mistake. But anyways, sort of looking at that from as unbiased as you can be, would you rather have Larry Markkinen or Donovan Mitchell?
So I'm gonna find a way out of this.
Oh God, you're gonna
But-
wiggle around.
I think Donovan Mitchell with Zach LaVine would have been horrendous. Like I don't think Donovan Mitchell's a star if he's playing next to Zach LaVine. Because Zach LaVine is honestly like
Black
a
hole.
ball hog and likes to shoot a ton and doesn't pass much. And so I think Donovan Mitchell would not have been a Rookie of the Year candidate had he played along Zach LaVine. So if we're going by fit and need, I would have taken Larry Markkinen at 7 over Donovan Mitchell at 14. But if we're going by straight talent, I'm taking Donovan Mitchell over Larry Markkinen at 7.
Okay. Yeah. So
But if you had me redraft, Larry Markkinen's still a top 5 pick.
Oh yeah,
So
you'd probably go
I'm
higher.
not. Yeah, I'm not disappointed with Larry Markkinen at all. So
Yeah, Reese, how disappointed were you when Donovan didn't get Rookie of the Year?
It's ridiculous. Ben Simmons is not a rookie. He's
Oh,
a
boy.
The
star.
red shirt.
oh boy,
It's crazy because all right, you have the experience just even sitting on the bench in the NBA for 1 year and being in practices and around that fast of an environment is totally an advantage over an incoming rookie, like a true rookie.
For sure. I agree.
They need to change that rule completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a few others that have won that like that, right? You had
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin won like that.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, no, I don't think. Maybe
I don't know. I think Malcolm Brogdon won, which is just weird because I don't think he did anything last year.
he was a 2nd-round pick too. That
Yeah,
draft class was horrible year 1.
What was it last year? I think
The
Simmons'
2016
year, right?
class was terrible year 1.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
Ingram's not as good as sort of advertised yet. Maybe LeBron helps him. I doubt it. But
Yeah.
Other than Simmons, I can't really think of anyone from that draft.
Yeah. So I think if you're having to do like a redraft of the 2018 class, 17 class, I think for me, you can throw Mitchell at 1. I think either or. I think they're both all-stars and they're both game changers. And they both, I know Tatum's more of a wing than a guard, but they're kind of similar positions. So I think either one of those guys could go number 1. And then for me, I'm taking Larry Markkinen at 2. So, or 3, I guess.
And crush.
Yeah, and that's try to put him lower. Who you putting over him?
Wait, let me just look up the 2017 draft.
I'm pretty sure it went Markel
It was like
Fultz,
Markelle
Lonzo
Fultz,
Ball, Jason Tatum,
Yep.
I forgot who was 4.
Josh Jackson went 4.
Oh, De'Aaron Fox and like
De'Aaron
Isaac.
Fox went 5. Jonathan Isaac went 6. No,
I was very lukewarm when we picked Larry.
Oh yeah, my man crush did not start on draft night. Let's clarify.
Yeah, slowly developed. He was playing hard to get, but
Yeah, he was.
I actually really wanted Jonathan Isaac from the Magic.
Yeah.
And I was like, of course, the Magic swapper pick. Like they kind of did this year because most of us wanted Mo Bamba.
Yeah.
But I just thought that Laurie. I just didn't want another soft sort of European guy because Nico Mirotic was really pissing me off the year before.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of Bulls fans had reservations
Exactly.
because they've been burned already.
Nico was just very hot and cold. But then the Knicks picked. I forgot who they picked. I can't even say his name. It's Frank. There's the French guy.
Ntilikina?
Yeah, Frank Ntilikina or whatever.
They pulled in Illinois and took the European. But
Knicks fans love him too, and
oh yeah, they love him.
I don't understand.
He was like talking trash to LeBron.
I don't understand the infatuation with Frank.
But then the guys that are actually good, like Kevin Knox and Porzingis, they'll just boo.
Kevin Knox also, by the way, only shot 37% from the floor in summer league.
Yeah, you're a summer league hater.
So for all of you who loved Kevin Knox, he's very inefficient. Very inefficient. But anyway, keep going.
But now I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, I just had to point it out.
I felt the same about Trae Young too, honestly.
Oh yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, people comparing to Steph Curry, I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's just like how people were comparing Dragan Bender on the Suns to
Porzingis. Oh goodness, he's terrible.
Because he was just because he's 7 foot and European and can shoot threes.
Right.
They like see like a couple similarities and just automatically like lock that on. I think people thought Cameron Payne was going to be the next Damian Lillard, just because Cameron Payne went to like a mid-major school,
Murray State.
Yeah, and I mean, look at him now.
Campaign sucks so bad.
Yeah, I love when Zach just like bashes people. He's very honest.
Yeah, he's brash. Yeah, it's not great, but I think like looking back at last year's draft and how stacked it was, I'm not sure how deep this draft is because a lot of the consensus was that you got to get in the top 5 to get like a true generational talent, someone that could be an all-star. But kind of a crazy coincidence, I guess. None of the top 5 picks made all summer league first or second teams. So take that for what it is. But Wendell Carter made first team, so I'm fine.
You're gonna get a man crush on him too.
I kind of already do because of his defensive effort, and he's very humble.
Do you like Hutch?
I think Hutch is another one of those classic Garpax 4-year players taken in the early 20s type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just hope he's better than Denzel.
He's way more athletic. He dunked. And that's already more athletic than Denzel Valentine has ever been.
Wow.
Denzel Valentine was a lottery pick. Just let that
sink in.
Yeah. Wow. But there was a terrible draft class, so I don't know.
Who was in that draft class?
That was Ben Simmons and all that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Denzel sucks.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's all right.
I think this draft class could actually be better than people think.
Oh, I like it.
So too. It's a nice class.
Yeah,
it's pretty deep.
I mean, Grayson Allen to the Jazz. Everybody hates his antics. I like him for some reason. He's gonna be a really good fit there.
He's not the Jazz.
No, even with Duke and his tripping and his antics there, for some reason, I liked him. I don't know why. It's strange.
I think this class has doesn't have a ton of star potential, but it has a ton of
solid
guys who are going to be in the NBA for a while.
Agreed. Miles Bridges, I think, will be 10 years plus.
Yeah. I think Wendell Carter has the same. Al Horford is the main comparison that he gets. I think that's a fair one.
Yeah, I agree. Even though Al Horford's kind of a wussy. And he's sort of
I love Al Horford, though. So.
Al Horford's the king of missed layups in 2K18.
He is. That's not really his fault, so I'm not going to hold it against it.
2K18 is a trash game anyways, but...
Yeah, in the NFL season, training camp people reported today, so that's kind of cool.
Zach, your man crush number 2.
I'm going there. I'm going to see him.
You are?
Weekend, yeah.
Your man crush?
I'll go see my man Mitch. I'll be there. I'll be in Bourbonnais, see Bears camp.
If you're on TV, you have to pull out a shirt that says Khalil Whitney to Champagne.
I will. That'll be my wager.
Okay.
Well, I guess that really won't happen in time, so that won't be my wager.
Maybe that will convince him.
That'd be a brilliant recruiting pitch.
Reese, just to wrap up real quick, with NFL starting next week. You're an NFL guy, right?
Yeah, Bears all the way.
Bears all the way. What are your expectations for this season?
With the revamped wide receiver core, I'm expecting a good season out of Mitch. I expect Howard to be healthy again and doing his thing. New head coach is nice. Actually, can run plays, which is good.
Run, pass.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I expect at least. I mean, I don't know if this is low, but at least 500 this year.
No, that's a good prediction. I think that's pretty safe.
That's baby steps, but
Yeah,
I think it's right direction.
for sure. Alex, what about you?
Well, I'm just sad that we got rid of some of the guys that I love to make fun of. I know,
Yeah.
like
Josh Bellamy. Well, I guess
Yeah,
he's
Josh
still on the
Bellamy.
camp roster, but I don't know if he's going to make the
I
team.
hope he makes it. Like Mike Glennon was my
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Who else was there? Connor Barth, who was just one of the worst kickers.
The worst
I've ever seen.
kicker. Yeah.
He
ever.
literally, like, I don't remember what game it was, but there was one chance he had to win it, and he just kicked it all the way to the right.
I'm convinced
Yeah.
if they had a better kicker, they would have won 7 games last year.
Why did they get rid of Robbie Gold? It was just like, why?
Yeah. But they signed the kicker from Miami, so they upgraded that position, I think. But
Oh, dang it.
yeah, Reese, what were you going to say, man?
No, I was gonna say only if we had like a Hall of Fame level kicker that we had the year before,
Oh yeah,
things
true.
would be completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Or
I don't
Jeremy
think the Bears were that bad last year, even with all the offensive issues, because their defense was so good.
Right.
Vic.
Because they were
Young.
competitive. They didn't get blown out a whole lot. I know Mitch's first start, they lost to the Vikings by like 3 points or something, and they were in a lot of games. So I expect them to be the same, but I expect them to win a few more this time around.
How's Kevin White doing?
I kind of want him to make the roster. I hope he makes the roster. I don't
This
know if he's
weekend.
going to play, but I hope he makes the roster. It's kind of nice that he doesn't have to be the number one option anymore. He can
Yeah, true.
just ride the bench.
I
Now
just
they
want to
got-
see him on the field.
Yeah, I hope he gets some snaps in, but ultimately, I'm excited about guys like Allen Robertson, Taylor Gabriel, Trey Burton,
Yeah.
Tariq Cohen, Jordan Howard. Go down the list of weapons they've got now. So I'm excited. I think 500 for me should be the floor. I hope that's the worst they are. Although I can see them being a little bit worse. I hope their floor is 8-8. I would love to see them win 9 or 10 games, get in that playoff conversation, even if you miss, just barely. I would love to be in that conversation again, just to get my juices flowing.
Okay.
But Alex, do you have a record prediction for the Bears this year?
Yeah, 16-0.
16-0. Let's
No,
just
I'm
go.
just
Let's just go like 19-0. Let's just win this.
With the Super Bowl. But no, I think sort of what you said, you just want to see some progress. I think there's going to be an adjustment period with Matt Nagy's system.
For sure.
There's always that sort of gray area with the new coach, but I hope they can sort of iron that out in preseason so they can just hit the ground running.
Yeah,
I think
they play August 2nd. So
which is coming up. Yeah,
that's
Hall of
right
Fame
around the
game.
corner. Yeah.
I just want to see those new jerseys too because they look pretty fire.
Yeah, the orange jerseys, baby. I'm excited.
Yeah, but like sort of you guys hit it on the head. You just want to see some progress. They definitely have players at each position. Maybe some more than others, but at least they don't have Mark Sanchez on the team anymore. He was just awful.
What?
The butt
I
fumble.
love Mark Sanchez.
The butt fumble.
Yeah, that's true.
You forget that. And Connor Barth.
They should have just kept it around to mentor the young guys. Connor Barth.
Yeah. Or Roberto Aguayo was just terrible too.
First round kicker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Reese, thanks for coming on, man. It was awesome
thank you,
getting to
Reese.
talk Bulls, Illinois, football, all that good stuff with you. Go follow Reese. Reese, where can the people find you on Twitter?
At Reese is me, REES.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. And
Sweet.
then also at Writing Illini FS. Go
Oh
follow
yeah, my first
that
home.
account. Yeah, Zach's old home. But yeah, you do a great job, man. It's awesome.
I
And
appreciate it.
thanks for always showing support to us too. We appreciate that too.
Oh, no problem. Thank you guys for having me on. It was fun.
Yeah, man. Anytime, Alex. Where can the people find you on the Twitterverse?
You can find me at Alex _KYI, and just follow the Armchair account. I'll
Yeah.
do my
He doesn't tweet much.
yeah. I do my sarcastic quips on the Armchair account.
Yeah.
I usually get hate for it, but it's okay.
Yeah. And you can follow me at Zach Leslie Hoops. That's a ZACH, Zach. And you can follow me there. I tweet about the Bulls a ton, Illinois a ton, a lot of comic book stuff too, movie stuff. And yeah, and also just make sure to follow the Armchair account. We love and are grateful for all of your support. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the Armchair Illini podcast. Bye bye.